Okay, let's discuss an important topic, and it's one that constantly reappears itself. And there are two things that have a horrific cult following. Uh, and I don't give a damn if people have, a hardcore love of either Sony or Sigma. This isn't about Sony, by the way. But let's talk about irreducible empirical facts, and then let's talk about logic and wisdom and rationality here. Okay? Let's just talk about like Zeiss slash Voigtlander. They're both made under Cassina in Japan. You know, a few of the really expensive Zeiss lenses are still made in Germany, but Voigtlander, which is the best value that exists on planet Earth because it's the exact same quality, fit and finish as the Zeiss, but way damn cheaper. That is the biggest hidden secret in photography. I mean, you don't see any Voigtlander ads in any photography magazines because they're really good crap. I say crap in a good way, sells itself. The same true with Zeiss. I think Zeiss has got an ad here or there, but compared to Sigma, I mean, Sigma is just it's just bombing every magazine out there. Let's discuss the facts now. If you slip somebody a $5 bill at a camera store manager that you don't know and say, look, I need the truth here, okay? Here's a $5 or a $10. And they will confirm this to you. And this is a damn fact that you can't refute. What has the better return on your money? Okay, of all the crap, there's a Sigma. Actually, some of the little piddly accessories, but talking about cameras and lenses, Sigma has the highest profit margin. Okay, so since most camera stores work on commish, I'm talking about at the retail level, they push that stuff. Okay, that's where their bread and butter is. It's the same way when I worked at, I've worked in 3 camera stores, but when I worked at a gun store, like Glocks have like a $45 profit margin, and gun store sellers, for example, they hate selling Glocks, even though it's the most reliable handgun in the world. They just keep rocking and rolling forever and ever. It's the only handgun made with no screws, no rivets, no welds, no roll pins. You know, you can teach a blind person how to become a gunsmith on a Glock. They've only got a $45 profit margin, so gun stores carry them, but they don't give a shit about selling Glocks because there's no money in it for them. Well, very little anyway. Just opposite the case with Sigma. There's a lot of money in it for retailers. The most money, not a lot, but the most money in Sigma. Now, if you slip them another $5 and they actually, you get them to tell the truth, which is really, really rare. Might have to slip them a $20 bill. They'll tell you that the highest reject rate that they've got is as far as sample variation, which is just horrible. Horrible. And I used to sell Sigma, 15 years ago, and, they've been around for, and their quality, Tamron is about ready to pound their ass into the dirt. Tamron used to make some crappy stuff. They still kind of do, but, man, Tamron has really stepped it up hardcore. They're making some good stuff now. The sample quality on the Sigma stuff is horrible. Now here we can state that if you like the output, the soft, cyan shifted, fuzzy cotton candy, poor micro contrast output of a Sigma, since photography is subjective, it's an art form, you're like, well, I love the Sigma because of the way it looks. That's a perfectly valid premise. It's also invalid, however, that you can say it's a good lens. You like the output of a lens, but you can't say that it's a good lens and it's a build quality. You cannot. It's irreducible. It's like, well, I got a good Sigma lens and you're just full of crap. That's great. That's great. That is true. But what that is a limited spectrum sample. That means you've got no damn business in stating that Sigma or Sigma art lenses are good because you got one good lens and you love the way it looks. Especially true is the case that if you've not used many damn lenses and you don't know what's better. What's a better lens? You think I'm yelling at you or I'm getting frustrated. I'm not. I just don't like people getting screwed. I don't. Let's talk about something that's about 1,000,000% insanity. Now, I don't give a damn if you like manual focus lenses or not. I just don't give a damn. Well, I can't see very well. Valid premise. Well, I don't like manual focus. I'm not good at it. Well, maybe you should learn. Okay? Here's the 100,000% insanity like a Sigma. By the way, the term art doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless. Meaningless. Means nothing. Okay? $1,000 buy a decent Sigma art lens. They'll also buy, depending on which focal it is, they'll buy a new or like new used from Japan, basically 100% new, Zeiss, planar or Distagon. Now, if you have a very, very valid reason, and of course most of these art lenses in Sigma, they're portraiture and street lenses. You're not using them for sports and action photography, okay? You know, a very small spectrum of you folks are, but most of you are not. So if you think you need autofocus, you can't sit there and manually focus the thing, you're wrong. 85% of those lenses are not used for those scenarios. So let's just drop autofocus versus manual focus out of this for a second, okay? If you got sight issues, that's a problem. There's no chance in hell that you or Sigma or anybody else on this planet, I don't give a damn how long you've been shooting, I don't give a damn whether you've been working as a professional, which doesn't mean anything. It just means you've been taking crappy baby pictures or crappy wedding pictures for 20 years and you're good enough to make money out of it. And of course that's valid, but there's not a damn one of you that you're going to tell me that $1,000 it is a better choice to purchase a damn Sigma art lens of a very poor quality, construction, warranty. Of course the Zeiss doesn't ever need warranty work. That's not to say there could be not one in 100,000 that would need work on it. Nothing is perfect 100% of the time. Even Rolex will obviously spit out a lemon every 100,000 watches or so. But there's no basis of comparison. I mean, if you're trying to compare that Volkswagen lens to that Lamborghini, that Rolls-Royce lens, and they're both $1,000, you've lost your damn mind. And I don't mean that as a subjective statement or my personal opinion, belief, or conviction, but as hardcore fact. You've lost your damn mind. I want you to have the best. I don't give a damn what you buy. It doesn't mean it doesn't line my pocket one way or the other, but I'd rather you have the best. And the best is not that poor lens with poor micro contrast, with really bad sample variations. Like, I got a great Sigma art lens, you're full of crap, and mine's just sharp as a tack, and I love the way it looks. It's great. Let me know how that works out for you if you take it to the beach and you get condensation on the front of the lens because it's not water sealed, or it starts to fail on you in a few years. The fact that it's got really, really bad resale value, and you could beat the hell out of a Zeiss lens as long as it's still clear and you know, there's no sand in the barrel or something. You know, you can still sell that thing for most of what you paid for it. So the resale value between the two is incredible, and there's a good reason for that. There's also a reason why Sigma is bombing every photography magazine out there. I mean, they're just bombing it. You open up a photography magazine, which I won't buy that crap. They got nothing to say. They're nothing but a bunch of paid shills. You notice the photography magazines are 60% ads anyway. I mean, how the hell do you even think they stay open? They're not doing it by the stupid little articles that pathetic little articles that they write. They're commercial delivery systems for ads. That's where all their money comes from. Like, I bought this photography magazine because of the great articles. Yeah, sure you did. It's a bad lens. It's not a lens that you want. If you like the particular way that it looks, that's valid. Okay, you got a good copy, kudos for you. It's not going to last anywhere near as long as the Zeiss. It's not made as well as the Zeiss. Let's just forget about Zeiss for a second. Let's talk about a Voigtlander. You know, Voigtlander doesn't make 35 millimeters, okay? They do make 20s and 28s and 40s and 58s, but, you know, here is a fact. The 35 millimeter I forget what it is, f1.4 Sigma Art Series lens for that's $1,100, I believe. You know what's a better lens? Now that it is only f2. Okay, so you're gonna have to deal with that. That lens, like new used, is only $200. That $200 lens that's been around now for over 20 years is far, far superior in color saturation, depth rendition, and micro contrast than that multi-element Sigma art lens. It's not a good lens. It's not. And well, that's your belief, that's your conviction. You know, there are tons of pros that shoot with Sigma art lenses. Well, here's another fact, okay? When I went back to photography school, some of the best shooters on earth, their crap is hanging in galleries all over the damn place, and they do produce really damn good work. These people don't have that much experience with lenses. They haven't really tried that much. They heard from so and so that such is a great lens, and they maybe tried about 5 or 10 or so lenses, but they really know how to rock out what it is they've got, and they're really awesome photographers. They're masters of light manipulation and composition. But they really can't tell you. It's like, well, so and so shoots with this lens, and it doesn't mean anything. Well, you know, so and so is a professional photographer. Well, has that person a sponsor of Sigma? Because Sigma's advertising budget is incredible. Zeiss doesn't give a damn. You know why? Because quality sells. When's the last time you saw a commercial for Lamborghini, Porsche, Maserati? You didn't, did you? Because that good crap sells itself. People that have brains, they know what the hell is good. They don't need a commercial shoved up their ass. Buy, buy, buy. No, the good stuff sells itself. Word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising. Word of mouth by people that know what the hell they're talking about, that have used a lot of stuff. Like, you know, this crap is good. You know, you've never heard of this. When I started talking about Voigtlander, you people are like, what the hell is Voigtlander? I've never heard of Voigtlander. And I made a few recommendations on Voigtlanders, and a few of you bought a few of the lenses. More than a few. And you're like, oh, this lens can't be as good as the Zeiss. Well, it is. And you all agree. Now, the quality can't be, oh, the quality's just as good. You all agree. And you got the lens really, really cheap. And it's like, well, this thing's made as good as the Zeiss. It's incredibly cheap in price. And it just blew my ass right off. And you're going, hey, oh my God, I never heard of Voigtlander. The good crap sells itself. That Sigma stuff, Jesus Christ, it's bad. It's bad. So if you want to take $1,000 and want to throw it towards a lens, maybe you should pause for about 5 seconds and make a wise choice. Whatever the hell you buy doesn't matter to me, because I'm not making a dime off of it. But just use some wisdom and some common sense and think about it a second, okay? This company has to advertise the crap out of their stuff to sell anything. And everybody pushes it because it's got a high profit margin on the retail level. This other stuff, I don't know, I never heard of Voigtlander. Yeah. But for some reason, all these rangefinder people, when people have been shooting for 30 years, have got these Voigtlanders and these Zeiss lenses. I've never seen an advertisement for Voigtlander Zeiss. My local camera store doesn't carry that stuff. For surely they don't carry the Voigtlanders. Yeah, I just don't know. There you go. Have you ever seen a commercial for a Rolls-Royce or a Maserati or a Porsche? I think I saw a Porsche commercial like once, maybe 20 years ago. The good crap sells itself. You always see Ford commercials and Chevy commercials and Volkswagen commercials and Toyota commercials. That crap is suffering on a different level. It's suffering for a market share of some slightly inferior crap. It's good enough, but it's nowhere near, you know, the level of the other stuff. So think about that for a second, okay? Someone makes a recommendation to you. Ask yourself, do they have a hand up their ass? Are they a corporate puppet, a tool, a shill? Okay? Then ask yourself, what's the good stuff? All right? And then ask yourself what the return period is. Okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.